Right, I'm down to the 6th row as far as sewing the rows together. Right now I'm working on the Outlander script, which is a long piece, so it has to be put in differently. And I'm quilted the back and put the batting on the back pieces, but not the front, because I don't want crisscrosses all through the letters here. And I think what I'm going to have to do to keep my batting in place and not have it bunch up when washing, if it's not sewn down, it will do that. So I think I am going to do some free motion quilting. If I can find my marking pen, which is a washable marking pen, I think I'll just draw a design, like some scroll work, like this. Just something to free arm. So, to set this batting into the fabric. It's late right now. I think it's around 6:30 or 7. I'm not even sure what time it is. And I think I'm going to just hang it up for the evening and then start fresh tomorrow, and I'll feel a little more confident. And I'll let you know how this turns out, that free motion quilting business. Oh boy, wish me luck. Bye. Good morning. I found my pen. It rolled off, went under one of those cabinets. And I did mark it. So this is what I'm going to do. I have to change the foot on my machine to a walking foot and disengage the feet that pulls the fabric through under the needle, and put on my quilting gloves and give this a go. So I'll let you see what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, I made a test section here. Made a sandwich of the same fabric so that I know it'll be going through on the same. I changed to the free motion quilting foot. I just need to lower the feed dogs right here so they don't grab the fabric. I need to control the fabric. Make sure this is up as high as it needs to be. This is the presser bar. Let me give this a try. Well, I did it, but I need a lot more practice. So that's what I'm going to do all morning. Make several of these up and just keep practicing. The hardest part is keeping the stitch length consistent, because you're moving this on your own. When your machine has your feed dogs up, it measures the stitch itself. Well, it's really hard to do that when you're moving the fabric around. Started out really bad here. Let's see if I can get the light adjusted and the clearness, and then kind of got the hang of it towards the end of that roll. See? So that's what I'm going to be working on here. Practice, practice, practice. Ta-da! It's done. I just have to clean up the marks. I'm pleased. I actually enjoyed doing that. That's fun. I was so intimidated because I've watched YouTube videos and some of the patterns that these experts and professionals do on free motion quilting. Google it. Look it up. It's simply amazing. Anyway, this is my simple beginning attempt, and I'm okay with it. Alright, just set it on the table. Finished sewing all the rows. They're done. I really like this back. It's going to be a nice quilt either side. And now, the next thing would be to do all the outside edges. I did the bottom when I had it in before I hooked it all together. I usually sew about 3 or 4 rows at a time together, and then take the bottom and work up. That way I'm only wrestling with this thing, maybe, to connect them, one half to the other half. in the middle, because it can get pretty big and bulky over here, and I've tended to knock threads off the wall and stuff, but you do what you have to do. Anyhow, I'm going to go all along this outside edges, because these are going to get snipped too, so you need to encase, make sure this is all encased in there, nice and safe, and I'll get back and we'll be going to the, my stupid thumb, we'll be going to the cutting area where I have a great big table in the family room, and I lay it down there and I can flip it around easier. I don't have enough room here in the sewing room. I have a wine quilt to snip here, and after I'm done with that one, it will be this one. This one I lay out, make sure it's nice and square, that nothing needs trimmed. Pretty much if you were careful with your cutting and exact with your template and dead on with your seams, consistent, 5/8 inch or whatever the width of your seam is, you should have a pretty square and not have to trim quilt. But I'll lay it out and just do that. Make sure the back, everything looks good. We're going to have a few puckers here and there because I need to clip, and that will make everything lay nice and flat. Clipping takes a long time, and this is one I usually put on my audiobook and listen. But this is the best thing to have when you're clipping, are these spring-loaded. Because I tried doing them with scissors years ago, and believe me, ended up having carpal tunnel surgery. This is what you do. You just sit here and you snip and snip every one of all these seams. And then we'll see what happens then. I finished snipping and washed this quilt last night and dried it. So this morning it's quality control. I'm going to go in and check all the seams. I'm going to clean it off, which I started, but then this is why I like to look at it really closely after it comes out of the dryer. Mis-snips. So this needs to be re-snipped, and I'll check and make sure I didn't skip anything else. Yeah, I start to cross after a while when you're snipping. And then what I'll do is put it back in the washer and the dryer and make that thing rag up.